Ricky, for the record, so everybody can hear the historical perspective. You know, you tell most people when they ask you, but at least you can get it out there where everybody can see. Tell me how it feels for you to be born and raised in Brawley, play Brawley football, youth football, play in the bell games, and now be the opposing coach. So how tell me if that pulls any like emotional heartstrings or how, you know, just how does that make you feel, man?
Well, you know, kind of, when I left home in 1997, I went out to go play junior college football, and then from there just play college football and college coaching. I've been 20 years since I returned. In 2017, so that attachment as far as that's concerned, was I can separate myself just because of playing college football, coaching college football. You learn how to separate that part of things. Obviously, the emotional part is a lot of my family members worked at the high school, such as my grandparents, Paul and Eleno Delgado, and then Arno Valencia, and then my Tejito. So again, you have the emotional attachment of running around the high school and those memories of going to games and riding on the bus. Outside that, it doesn't really bother me to separate that aspect of things. But again, knowing the history of rivalry and being around it my whole life, as well as you have, Joey, we all know the significance of the game and what it means, to two communities. And the funny, the thing about it is, as growing up as kids, we all know this. Your first role models and stuff like that are you going to Friday night games because you have interactions, or you grew up with someone's brother or cousin or who's playing on those teams. So again, you do have those connections, and there's nothing like high school football. If you meet any professional athlete or even college athlete, they always tell you there's nothing like playing for your hometown team. So again, it's a special game between two communities, and it's one of those deals where there's a lot of emotion to run behind this game.
What is the most important attribute as a person, coach, educator? What is your strength that you provide to these kids?
Well, it's you always put the person before anything else. It's always about the person's mental health and making sure that you look out for them as far as their mental health, and making sure that they can do the job to the best of their capabilities, whatever we ask them as a coaching staff, but making sure they understand we care about them, because I care about all of our players. I want them to become successful, more off the field than on the field, so that way they understand that whatever we ask them to do, it's that we're asking because we care about them and we want to see them succeed. That's been the whole deal behind everything, even behind what we do off the field, whether it be parents or us going out there pushing for different meal programs or trying to get the kids fed and trying to provide that environment for those kids, so that way regardless of what is going on in their personal life or home life, they still have somewhat of a safe place to go to and understand that, hey, they have some place where they go either talk to their friends or coach, or even some place just to grab something to eat. Well, again, another early morning. As you ready to go in the office, just to go ahead and solidify the game plan as usual. As you head in the morning, a couple of things, a couple of objectives in the morning. Number one is, I won't be bothered at this time in the morning, just because, we all know this, that, once kids start to show up on campus and players start to show up on campus, that our students have questions, so they become the number one priority. With anything that they may have, where they need help in a class, or whether it's questions about the game plan or film or anything. So what I always try to do is get to the office before 6 o'clock, so at least I have a solid 15 minutes to myself, to where I can just gather my thoughts, and then not only that is gather up all my notes and make sure that everything's in order, so that way is students start to come in the school, start to come in the locker room, is if they have any questions, I make sure that they're the number one priority at that time, and making sure just we get things organized, but also it gives me a sense of release of pressure, just to be in early, be nice and relaxed and calm, and again, just to have that time to myself, because you understand here at Central we got a lot of kids that they come in early. I mean, whether their parents work for certain agencies or certain places where they have to come in early, or some of our kids just don't have a solid place to stay, so they come in early. And I always want to make sure that our doors are always open, our gates are always open to them if they choose to come in early. So that's another reason why I come in early, and just make sure our kids have a place to hang out, charge their cell phones, or even charge their Chromebooks. So it makes it nice. Plus I get to know the students, they're that way, and our players are that way, of who comes in early, and certain family dynamics. And again, it makes it nice because they'll stop by the office and we'll have a conversation about how their day's going, or what they got going on that day. So it makes it nice because, again, I make sure that they're the number one priority at that time, and I know the kids appreciate that aspect of things. So again, it's one of those deals where if you want to get stuff done, you gotta go in early in the morning. I choose early mornings and not too late of nights. As I tell the kids, typically at 9 o'clock, I don't answer my phone or text messages. I try to make sure that, again, my kids, my family are priority, come that time at night, just because I got a lot going on, even up until 8:30 at night, whether it be answering voicemails or be answering text messages or anything like that. So try to make sure I have somewhat of a balance, life during this aspect of things. But also, again, it's ball game week, and with ball game week, everything's put on just a little bit more extra, just because we understand that what this game entails between two communities, and like I told the kids, hey, whether you like it or not, this game will define your high school career. But it is what it is. We all know that growing up here in the Imperial Valley, that's the way it works. That will carry with them, till they're 70 years old. So. Throw some music. In this case today is a little bit of boleros. I know some of you guys may know my dad would sing a trio, And then also just reminds me of my grandparents and my childhood growing up. So a lot of times I'll put on some different music just to go ahead and get the morning started while I go ahead and watch films, a little bit of background.
Es la culpable de todas mis angustias y todos mis quebrantos. Usted llenó mi vida de dulces inquietudes y amargos desencantos. Su amor es como un grito que llevo aquí en mi sangre y aquí en mi corazón. Y soy, aunque no quiera, esclavo de sus ojos, juguete de su amor. No juegue con mis penas ni con mis sentimientos, es lo único que tengo. Usted es mi esperanza, mi última esperanza, comprenda de una vez. Usted me desespera, me mata, me enloquece, y hasta la vida diera por vencer el miedo de besarla a usted. Mi última esperanza, comprenda de una vez. Usted me desespera, me mata, me enloquece, y hasta la vida diera por vencer el miedo de besarla.
I want to see how much I can get. But it's going to expire. Let's see how much you can get. See how much you can get and buy team in it.
Defeat Devontae before.
Who won? Who's the big getter like yesterday? Who's points for Spartans?
I think Birdie. Birdie won. He had
Really?
the most points. He had the most points.
He won what?
In fantasy.
Who killed him for?
I think his receivers Cooper Kupp and Scary Terry.
Cooper Kupp, yeah, he killed him.
No, Julian.
Julian did?
He got 135.
Oh shoot.
What is like this?
We're missing Burnett. Where's Julian? Where's Julian? Single, because look what they consistently do during this game. And again, they always follow the same game plan. They don't change much, especially with us. Get out right now.